So I got a plate of food off camera here. Mimi said, "Hey man, that's part of the Dork Court scene. You guys are authentic. And if this episode is just you guys having to have a little nosh, you just go for it." And I'm like, all right, let's talk about the bonus situation.
I hope it's saltines and milk.
Pretty close. It's Apple's old brie, week-old ciabatta that I'm getting rid of, and if I make it through that, I might let myself have a fun-sized Butterfinger that's been already cleared with a home office because it's 85 calories instead of the 170 the regular size usually are.
I have 3 bags from Halloween left over, just sitting in my garage,
taunting
that's cool. me.
Yeah, that doesn't happen in our house because we have a 16-year-old.
Damn it!
Who I'm told might be showing up later, depending on how algebra goes. So what's up? Hey, we should really do the thing. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Welcome to Dork Court. Da-da-da-da. It's your host, Mark Espinoza. Ba-ba-ba-da. And today, Larry Young. Ba-ba-ba-da. Where's Steve? He shows up when he feels like it. And Walker Young, with Walker Young in the band.
Out there floating in the universe.
Anyway, so what do you got? What's going on with you? Pop culture-wise.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, that's
or if you want to share your hopes and dreams with everyone, far be it from me to. What's going on, Mark?
Finally saw Ghostbusters. Couldn't believe it. I agree with what you guys said. It would have been a great TV show, just kind of stretched out over the course of a season.
Yeah.
Right. Just the whole R&D thing. As soon as that guy showed up with his little gear Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah, the engineering Ghostbusters. Yeah. You know what that did to me? I was like, all right, what are all the other departments and what do their patches look like? Because that one's cool, but I don't really like that one.
Yeah. There has to be a historical department. A psychological
maybe
department.
It's a book, right? Oh, dude, yeah.
I need that.
There's one for Price, right? The folklore guys, the open history. It's an open book.
Okay, how does that not exist now? Just an open book with a little Ghostbuster symbol in the middle of it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's where I want to be.
No holiday.
Screw that picking up spears, and freezing your hand off nonsense.
So yeah, the Ghostbusters, man, that was a really good movie. But everything now, I think it's just I loved the old Indiana Jones, and he's going out and everything. But man, Indiana Jones time traveled, and you kind of just go, yeah, that was cool. I don't know if I'm going to watch that again. And it's completely a function of the oversaturation of content, I believe.
Yeah, it's hard to explain. It feels hollow in a weird way. The outer shell of it is everything I want, but then there's really nothing deeper in it that makes me want to experience more of it. It's really hard to explain. Yeah, I love Fallout, and that's being solely drawn out and expanded and shown the inner workings and the outer workings. I don't know. It's hard to explain what's going on lately.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have that problem with Fallout because I don't have any expectations whatsoever. I mean, I know what a Pip-Boy is because I followed the prop, right? I just thought that's a really cool thing, and I want that in real life, right? I don't understand why wearable computing isn't a cuff that you wear on your arm and is powerful. It's not like your phone connected to your watch, connected to your headphones. No, fucking make a thing on my phone. I mean, on my wrist where we can get shit done.
Oh,
Steve Ukraine.
Sorry, I was having issues with StreamYard. So.
I think the third man always has issues. That's the way it works.
Is that how it works? How you guys doing?
Hey,
super good.
We're talking about Pip-Boys.
Pip-Boys? The 3 Pip-Boys?
From Fallout.
Oh.
Not the Pet Boys.
Oh, that's right. They're the Pep Boys. That's right.
Or even the Pet Shop Boys. That would be good.
That would have even been better.
I don't see the Pet Shop Boys in the Fallout universe.
Are you, Mark? Are you guys both watching Fallout?
Oh, yeah, we're on episode 3, I think. We do
same
episode a day as a family.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Now, the thing that you have, Larry, you got that from like 10 years ago. Is that what you said?
Yeah, maybe 14. I think it was the wand company. They did the phasers and communicators, and I have a Doctor Who screwdriver. They do really kind of high-end props that do stuff, right? Like the Doctor Who thing is, and the phaser actually are remote controls, and the communicators Bluetooth enabled. You can fucking talk through your communicator through your phone, and it's amazing. I never enabled that because that is just all worth the money. How perfect the things are themselves, right? So they're display pieces, and so. I didn't care about Fallout at all. I just think the Pip-Boy is a cool thing. And I wanted to support those guys, so I bought one. Because it's a kit, you put it together and put a prop together. If I really don't care, I could sell it to somebody, right? And then it stayed under my TV for 14 years.
That's madness. So what does the screen do? Does it change, or is it just kind of like a light up single image?
I took it out to take a picture and put it back under the TV because they're trading for like $1,500 now. So I'm like,
monster.
I don't really care that much, but if somebody wants to offer me half, I'd drive it to their house. It's just literally
the ones I see. The ones I see at Comic-Con are just the outer shell, but people put their phones in it, and then there's an app that just kind of like.
Well, there's a thing you can put on your Apple Watch. Your Apple Watch has you can buy it, but and then you can make it look like the Pip-Boy. It's the little guy in the middle with it's pretty sharp.
Which actually it's kind of scary because it probably does tell you your body's like senses, like, oh, you're at 12% today right now, energy wise.
Even me back then, I didn't care at all, and I downloaded that app that's on like a couple of phones ago because it would tell you the weather in this funny post-apocalyptic way. You know, like you're in San Francisco, you were blown off the map in 2135. You know, but if you were standing outside now, it's 53 degrees and partly cloudy. You know, it's just really funny. I loved it.
So I haven't started watching it. So I guess what you're saying is I should start watching it.
It's very entertaining.
Yes.
We can recommend it.
Okay.
I mean, I love post-apocalyptic stuff because I was raised in the 70s and all that stuff.
Grandpa Walker just joined us.
Yeah.
Hello.
Did you just hear what Mark called you, man?
I did, yeah. It's accurate. I have nothing to say against that.
You look Little House on the Prairie right there.
No,
the rocking chair, the blanket,
I came out to the shed. I saw the bed. I was like, if I lay down, I'm gonna fall asleep. So let's not do that.
That would be the best door court ever. Just you fall asleep like halfway through.
And then the desk where I sat last time, I was like, oh, my back kind of hurts. So now I've sat down in a nice little rocking chair. You know, who knows? Maybe I'll light a candle.
That's awesome.
You have the heater going?
No, the window's open. The door's open, so Mr. Kitty could come in.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Is it cold out by the water right now?
Yeah. Oh.
Not really.
Yeah, it's not so bad. It's overcast, out here. It's Did you tell Mr. Steve about your trip to LA or not? I forget.
Yeah. I was here last week, although you didn't think I was.
I keep forgetting that. Yeah. I don't know.
It was the week before.
Yes, the week before.
They're all bleeding together.
It's all a blur to me, man. There's a lot of shit going on over at the Dork court here.
No worries. No worries.
Steve, I was saying I did see Ghostbusters. I did agree with your opinion that it would have been a great season of TV.
I mean, it wasn't a bad movie. Not at all. Yeah. I enjoyed it. It's one of those. I'm getting to this point now where I feel like some IPs or some there are. Yeah, he might have to bounce out in a few minutes. It only runs for another 20 minutes. So, man,
awesome. Walker, you get a bunch of crap today, huh?
Man, you dress comfortable and
You do gotta, with the hoodie up, you kind of look like you got the old babushka on. You're ready to tell Rumpelstiltskin to get off your fucking knitting wheel or whatever.
I'm just logging. I'm writing in my notebook who the enemies of warmth are. You know?
Yeah.
I got you.
The enemies of warmth.
No, I was just saying I have this thing with I feel like when there's so much of something that how am I trying to say this?
Yeah. Like is Star Wars kind of where you're like that idea?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Like I even thought like the villain in the Ghostbusters was a TV villain.
Yes. That show felt more of a sequel to the animated episodes than the movies themselves, which it was kind of weird for them to reference the Statue of Liberty thing because I thought they were gonna politely ignore that ever happened.
Yeah.
That is true. They did call that out, but it's funny because I have to wonder if I lived close enough to a city where the Statue of Liberty walked through the streets of the streets of New York City. My whole perspective on life would be very, very different. I have to imagine.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could just go back to just doing my normal day to day.
That's my one thing that makes me blank about these modern ones is that we kind of have to just figure that the rest of the country goes, that was just some kind of fucking thing that goes on in New York. And like, no, you people are out of your goddamn minds. If that happened, like the Brookings report would still be writing, things about it.
Isn't it? It's like,
well, that's like my problem with Marvel.
Well, it's the celestial in the top of Earth, right? And no one has ever referenced it at all. Have they?
Or even in the comic, like Galactus will come and like stand over the entire planet, casting a shadow over the entire world, and people are like, "Well, time to go to work."
Right. Yeah. Right. Let me dig into this spreadsheet today.
Well, that's gonna happen.
Yeah, kind of think that would change my whole, fill a backpack up, get my shotgun and just kind of make different decisions,
Well, maybe you don't need to watch Fallout then, because that's what Fallout makes me go. Like when Walker Mimi was like 8 or 15 months pregnant or whatever, she was about to pop. And I was just looking around at last minute, like everything's pretty much baby proofed. I don't know what to expect, but everything's ship shape here. And I realized in my garden tools, I had like a machete, and I somehow got it in my head that like I cannot be in a house with a $13 hardware machete, because at some point, this infant that I didn't even know was a boy or a girl yet was going to grow up and be a lunatic and chop people up with a machete. That would be my fault.
Time.
Yeah, I know.
So I made one final run to the dump, and I remember like throwing this machete out, and it hit clanging in the. You've been to the dump, right? It's like this covered steel warehouse. You just throw shit on, and they deal with it, and it clanged, and I was like, wow, it's kind of like this cool like deleted scene from Highlander or something. I'm like getting rid of this ancient weapon in an urban environment.
It is very true, because I kind of did the same thing. Like all of my tools, like I have a chest that everything's locked, but anything like all the saws and the like everything that's a little more intense, I have all up in like tubs in the attic. Like they are completely not accessible. Now, if the world goes to shit, I'm taking all that down, and I might not have 4 cases.
It's an easy packing of the truck, right?
Yeah.
All that stuff in the back.
Right. I might not have 4 cases of water, but you know what I do have? An axe. So.
Well, make it out to our house, because we have a 55-gallon drum just as part of our earthquake stores.
Nice. So, good to know.
Yeah.
New California.
I'll take the water route.
Yeah.
Pretty sure the bridge will be closed.
Right.
So I do like the idea that, some people deny that ever happened. Oh yeah, that was all fake news.
That's a great point, Karen. I refuse to believe that there's so many stupid people in the world like that.
Yeah.
Because then you just get the people.
But there are.
And then you get like the people who are like, "Oh, we didn't land on the moon. It was all CGI. They like fixed it and blah blah blah." And then you just get that like some guy in like Texas who didn't see it for himself. You're gonna be like, "Oh well, it's clearly CGI. You know, it's straight out of a movie." Probably.
It was Stanley Kubrick on a soundstage. Come on, man.
Yeah. You know, that was one of my underappreciated moments in the Star Wars, like the Force Awakens movie, when like to us, those were all big deals, like the Death Star is getting destroyed, like Luke destroying the Empire, and like all this wild stuff. But then there's people just on random planets being like, "Oh, that really happened? I thought that was just a story." Like it was all spread out, you know.
That's more believable though, because it's star system
galaxy
scale.
Yeah.
The thing I liked, I learned today, actually bringing up Ghostbusters, is that Bob Gunton, you know that actor, right? I know him from Argo. But he's the guy that photo doubled Ghost Egon, and he didn't want to take the job, and they talked him into it. He was like, "Look, the son of the director is telling you're the guy to do this. This is going to happen. We want you to do it." And so he released some pictures today of him with a wig and everything, and just the black dots on his face, and I was like, "Holy shit, that guy's great." And he really
the warden from Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, I know him. He's like the Secretary of State in Argo, but yeah, he's in everything. And so yeah, if you search around, there's pics of him just standing next to Bill Murray with the black dots on his face.
Your Escape from New York poster, Steve. No, you got to fix it just a little bit.
Your Escape from New York. It might be the bottom one.
Yeah. Oh, higher. No, higher. No, the other way.
Yeah.
The Escape from New York one.
No, I think it's this.
No, it's the bottom one.
It's the bottom poster. It's creating an optical illusion for you.
Oh,
as long as they're even. And plus, Walker's line from his Little House on the Prairie thing extends the line of the frame. Everything's off about this. Although Hector's fine, so I'll just. Oh yes, the filmic brilliance to quack endorsement ratio of Capricorn 1 is something that's been hard to reconcile. Yes, what is that from? Something, didn't we just hear something where somebody was talking about Capricorn 1? I forget.
The internet.
What it was.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking
I forget what it was, but it was so clearly because O.J. Simpson died. What did I see?
Oh.
And they were saying something about Capricorn 1 without explaining what it was. And like how
that's the one. That's the fake space movie, right?
Right. That's what Kieran's talking about. The Earth is flat. They deny it's walking, and then Capricorn 1 is they went to Mars or whatever.
Huh.
Yeah, Mars, and it's that one's always confusing me because I love that movie so much and it doesn't make a lick of sense. They land a lunar module on Mars. Which just like from right there where I was a boy, it's like, you guys know the gravity's different, right? Like whatever you're landing on Mars, it would just look different because form and function. But they had, a lunar module mock-up laying around from some other movie, probably Marooned or something.
Might as well use it.
We're losing Walker. He's like, yeah, whatever. Hey, pal, didn't you do a great in your AP history because you knew all about the space race because of listening to your boring father droning on about
it was nothing.
Rice University or whatever.
Nothing. Yes, I did very well on a test because I knew all about space already. No, but that wasn't bored. I have this little thing that I'm fidgeting with, and I just dropped it on my balls.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Capricorn 1 is from 1977, so it's a year before I was born. So,
is it really?
Yep.
That movie is amazing. I love that movie. We have actually today is Walker's grandfather's 83rd birthday.
Oh, there you go.
He's known across the world as being the anchorman for the first international satellite thing, opening up the King Tut exhibit in San Francisco from outside the Egyptian pyramids. It was great. Anyway, everybody in news around here loves him for that. And he showed me the tape one time, and they did the the music from Capricorn 1. It's very distinctive, dun, 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 dun. But it works with the, pyramid. Yeah. And it was 2 years later, so that's music that's in the pop culture consciousness, right? Well, when he shows me this, it's like 95, 96, something like that. And I just turned to him and I go, oh, hey, cool. How'd you clear the rights for the Capricorn 1 music? And he got angry. He was like, that's the first thing that you say about this historically significant thing. And that not only what that is, but that's the important, that's your...
That was the important thing to you. That was, that's funny.
So I love Capricorn 1. I love everything about it. And I have a hilarious conversation with my father-in-law about it.
That's amazing.
Yay. I don't have a patch. You'd think I'd have a mission patch, but I don't.
Huh.
Well,
so
there's a goat on it, because it's Capricorn. It's devil stuff. I don't deal with goats.
Really? You don't have a patch
for that movie?
I don't. You know why? I'll tell you why. For real, it's not that at all. It's that all the replicas are ass because they use yellow thread instead of gold. So if you find a gold thread one, that's cool, but they're going to be like $50, and I can't pay $50 for a patch. If O.J. Simpson, if Bob Gunton dressed up like O.J. Simpson with black dots on his face, hands me one dressed up in a screen-used uniform from Capricorn 1, I would happily.
All right. Let me check Cameo, see if that's an option.
Yeah. Oh, he's probably on Cameo. Did I ever tell you that from my work, we tried to do a Cameo and we tried to hire Elijah Wood?
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and it wasn't really that expensive. We were just going to have him we had some big anniversary for a bunch of people at work. And it was what's the corniest thing we could do? And it was we were going to have him congratulate them. But we used ChatGPT to write the congratulation as if it was in Middle Earth, and we were going to hire Elijah Wood to Frodo to kind of give the congratulations. He was too busy. He had to decline the cameo.
Yeah.
So then it was, well, we could get one of the other guys. It was Billy Boyd. Is that one of the other hobbits?
Yeah.
Except I felt I made an executive decision. I said, dropping from Frodo to I couldn't even remember
on the call sheet.
Yeah, I was like
Pippin.
It just didn't hit the same way.
Wow, this is just there are at least 3 Lord of the Rings fans just horrified that you said that.
Yeah. Well, we only have 4 people watching, so for the 3 of you, I apologize.
I share a birthday with my friend Tiffany.
I know what you meant. I know what
and our partners, Jez and Paul, got us a cameo from Ernie Hudson for my 40th. And it's just him for 2 minutes is talking about friendship is the real Ghostbuster and, keep on busting. And I believe you guys have good partners because they want. Now, I was just watching it Ernie Hudson, you beautiful bastard.
I love that. Scotty over in the comments says people know what their worth is when they have a cameo, but I think it's kind of adorbs. That we live in the future where somebody who's notorious or known to you in some manner is willing for, $35, $50, $100 or something to do kind of a Hallmark card, except they're really using their own voice and looking into the camera and sending it to you. I think that's fucking awesome.
No, I think
nice
it's super
job,
fun.
everyone.
You know what it is? It to me feels more substantial than going to a convention and getting a signed picture with someone. Do you know what I mean?
It does. I think I know. I feel that way too, and I know why, because they're paid to stand there in the dog and pony show, right? But what Mark was saying, Ernie Hudson had to sit down and put down his bowl of Cheerios and go, well, let's clear off a couple of these cameos today. Who are these? This one's going out to Mark and Paul and Jez or whoever, I think that's fucking great. I would I would pay double to have somebody film them doing it. So I had like a behind the scenes. Anyway,
are we just acknowledging that Ernie Hudson is like 900 years old?
dude,
and that
dude's 78. Look at that guy. He looks like he plays lacrosse with Walker.
he looks like he could play lacrosse with Walker. All right, hold on. I'm trying to see if I can see what the most expensive cameo you can purchase is.
Steve, that was a joke for Walker because he told me yesterday Coach Wang used to live with the Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh yeah.
How
Really?
he played lacrosse and that's just come up.
That's
Well,
like the first.
my Kieran was wearing a Wu-Tang shirt, and Coach Wong was like, "All right, story time. I used to live in New Jersey. I used to live in the building with the Wu-Tang Clan, and they just had a black bus with the symbol on the side, and then their faces."
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Probably what was it? Probably like Newark area. Do you know?
No, he just told us that. It
You
was
know,
really-
New Jersey's representing 50% of this Dork Club.
Yeah.
You can't just bring up New Jersey and not have a which exit conversation. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I swear.
We'll let it pass. We'll let it pass. All right, hold on. I'm trying to see what the most expensive cameo is.
The only one I was even tempted was Clark Gregg did one, but it was only for a limited time and it was only to support firefighters. And I kind of wrestled with that. I'm like, I just don't want to be that guy, man. But then on the other hand, if he's going to read a script that I write, dialogue for Coulson, but then I was like, nah, I want to feel free to shit on the show if it's crappy, and I wouldn't want to be like, yeah, but Clark Gregg sent me a cameo.
So for $1,000, Mark, $1,000.
Okay.
You can
Wait,
have
let me guess. Wait. Give me a clue about who it is.
Well, it's $1,000. I don't know.
50 Cent.
Well, what?
50 Cent.
50
He's
Cent.
going for the irony.
I don't see him there. No, it's a specific person from a movie that I've wrote a written article about. How about that?
Oh, hello.
Richard Dreyfuss.
Richard Dreyfuss. I do not see him. No.
No, we're trying to guess the $1,000 guy.
Huh.
Yeah,
Gary Busey.
not Gary Busey. Although I think Gary Busey is like $50.
Can you tell us which movie it was?
Gary Busey. Oh my God. I'm not even. Oh, is that not Gary Busey? Okay, it's someone pretending to be Gary Busey. Anyway,
That would be awesome.
no, it's Ford Fairlane.
Andrew Dice Clay?
$1,000. So for $1,000, I could get a 2-minute cameo of him doing a scene I write from Ford Fairlane. How am I not doing this right now?
Strung upside down for a left-handed genius.
I wonder.
Of course, we didn't kill the
wonder if
koala
they
bear.
would do advertisements, right? Because I got a feeling that's why Frodo didn't want to do that. I'm too busy because I'm not going to do this Frodo shit and shit on this for these people. I'll just do it in the most polite way possible.
Possible?
But
Yeah.
But fucking Hickory Dickory Dock, the mouse ran up my clock. Read Astronauts in Trouble when you're taking a shit. That's worth it. That's worth $1,000 to me. Thank you, Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
Let's think about this.
Yeah.
It's an investment. Bringing
Well,
it back.
It's interesting because it's an element that I think even in convention land you don't, right? Because it's like signed picture, photograph with the person. I still think this is probably the cooler of both of those things.
It absolutely is. I mean, think about, because Jordan Scott, our buddy Jordan, does this at cons all the time,
Yes.
and he constantly says, "Hey, look at this instant that I, got to stand next to Haley Atwell," because she just stands there and goes, "Oh, could you hold this up like shield credentials?" And she goes, "That's great. You having a good show?" Click, and then it's over, right? That you got a picture, that's cool. But they hustle you away because 15 other people have to do that in the next 60 seconds, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But you know, we'll get Andrew Dice Clay is like, hey, get off your fourth white here and do a little something for me, you know, for the grant.
Right.
I totally see that. That's awesome.
Right. Like Mark has the Ernie Hudson one that he can go to anytime he wants. Do you still have it, or does it is it like Mission Impossible and it expires and like bursts into flames?
Oh man, I hope not. Shit, I haven't checked it in a while.
Oh, dude, Hector said this one. Not that one. The one about Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh, I did. Yeah, that was the highest price on the whole entire thing.
That's something.
And there is an element. There is like Cameo for Business, which is like big money, because I'm looking at that now.
Maybe that's the advertising thing I'm thinking about.
Because that's like I could get Lindsay Lohan and it's $25,000.
Jeez.
Yeah, but that's like, yeah, it's like, hey, everybody at Salesforce, thanks for coming.
That's what that is for. That's for business, where it's like, you know, I'm using you as an indirect spokesperson, you know?
I think Lindsay Lohan needs to get on a plane for $25,000. We're not going to do a Zoom meeting. Come on, Lindsay.
Oh, can I sort by? Oh, highest. Okay, here we go. So here we go. What? I don't even know what that means. I don't even know who these people are. All right, Don Johnson.
Oh yeah.
He's the first person I know on here. $67,000.
See, once you get up into there, let's just write him a roll, man.
John Lovitz is 50 grand.
Here's my my Ernie Hudson cameo.
Oh my God. Are we allowed to play this? Do we have to pay Ernie Hudson again? Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, do we have to pay Ernie Hudson again?
Man, he put the suit on. This is awesome. Yeah. I think anybody who looks at this and shits on it, this is awesome. I love
2 minutes of him just talking about me and Tiffany. Doesn't know anything about us, but he's pumping us up.
That's the best.
First of all, I'm gonna say I actually think he looks better now than he did in that picture.
I know.
I think he might have needed that cameo money.
Yeah, that's the one that pushed him over the edge.
Yeah,
he's like, that's the one that's together.
Yeah, right. Damn, too funny. What was I going to say? Oh, I watched. I don't know if you guys the John Woo Silent Night. I finally watched it. Have you guys either of you seen it?
No.
Nope.
It was good. Good traditional, good action John Woo. If you want a good John Woo, and it pinged in my brain. Walker, how many John Woo films have you seen?
I don't even think I can answer that.
I think it's 2.
Which ones?
Replacement Killers and Mission Impossible 2.
Huh.
Replacement Killers?
Yeah, and even then we watched the American version.
Did you ever see Hard Target?
No, we haven't done any of that stuff.
Okay.
I was trying to catch him up with everything that I've watched in the last 60 years in 2.5. So I wasn't going I don't know anything about John Woo, any Hong Kong stuff. So, you know, we haven't even watched Enter the Dragon. Like just even like top of the
Sorry, let me pass out right now.
Have a heart attack.
So yeah, because I'm like trying to find, you know, the Quester tapes or Earth 2 on DVDs.
Yeah.
I just have other concerns.
Well, anyway, it was very solid. That's all I was going to say is it's very solid. If you want a nice list of John Woo films to watch, happy to give it to you because that guy is, there you go, right? That is probably easy starting point.
You can trust Kieran's taste in movies, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Also will be your introduction to Chow Yun-Fat, who will then become one of your favorite action stars after watching both of these. And then you realize, how is that guy not in everything? But
I don't know, man.
Yeah. Is he on the action hero Mount Rushmore, or is he at the?
No. I don't believe so. But he's pretty close. He's from
This Scotty guy is cracking me up. Everything Everywhere All is what the shit? That should be the title of the whole movie. Anyway, sorry.
I did a combo the other night, Night of the Comet, then Shopping Mall.
Oh,
that's a good one.
Yeah.
I like Shopping Mall.
As much as I talk about Night of the Comet I haven't made Walker watch that yet.
Hmm.
We haven't seen They Live yet, which is a sticking point. But the big one is we really enjoyed Roadhouse with what's his name?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal. And which
Have
got
you
us
seen-
onto Ryan Gosling after we watched Saturday Night Live, which got us onto, hey man, I wonder if I said to Mimi, I wonder if we could watch Blade Runner 2049 and then watch the original Blade Runner.
And did Walker fall asleep before you finished that statement?
Yeah. Even Mimi was like, why? Anyway. Oh, Donnie Yen, yeah. So Hector just said Chow Yun Fat and Donnie Yen mixed up all the time. That's, we all know, because you're Puerto Rican and you think Asian people all look the same, right? I mean, you're racist, right? We can say that. Hey, Walker, the other day, we should tell Hector this. One day I let fly something about a beaner, and he was like all horrified. I was like, look, that's not even a racist epithet in this house. That's just me making fun of Hector Gonzalez.
It's specific towards that one person.
The cops really didn't believe my story, and I'm out on bail. But hopefully Hector likes that. Like they do. They do. Anyway. Hector's funny.
Monsters.
We are.
No Doom 2 yet for me. It is available streaming.
Yeah, you just watch it right now on TV.
Yeah, $30.
How much?
30. $29.99.
My God, do you want a copy of it? I'll put a copy in the Google Drive in like a half hour if you want.
That's our friend. We should just give him the last word as we move on from now on. Yeah. Anyway.
That's like what the Puerto Rican Moadib would say.
I wonder what his
what is it? The Gaid El Aib Shaib or whatever he calls it. When they changed it, I still don't know why they didn't go with the why they dropped the Kwisatz Haderach thing so quickly. And they made him. Well, I guess you haven't seen it yet. I guess you haven't.
I just love that. That's in my head forever. The Kwisatz Haderach, give a dog a bone. I can't hear somebody saying Kwisatz Haderach without hearing that rhythm in my head. And I apologize.
Just like I can't say my full name without thinking of John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith. Mark Edward Anthony Espinosa.
You have two middle names?
Yeah, man. Christian, baby.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, do you count your confirmation name as a middle name?
Sure.
It's on your driver's license?
I know.
Maybe.
Mine's not. Although I just, there are certain interactions I'd just like to get this off my chest in the world when you have to hand somebody your license and they insist on calling you Lawrence. And I'm like, that's cool, but I go by Larry. And then, which is fine, that's what it says, but then they insist on it. Well, Lawrence, and I'm like, well, now you have made an enemy this day.
Yeah, I've given you what I like to be known as. So
right.
Use that.
It's like one time I got to do it with somebody. I was like, I bet you if I told you my pronoun was they, you would use that. And they're like, of course, sir. And I'm like, what's the fucking difference?
Wait, what's on your license? Lawrence?
Lawrence, yeah. Just call me Larry, man.
I mean,
I don't go into this unless I'm going to have this interaction with these people more than 4 or 5 times. It's like, put it in your computer. He prefers Larry, right? What's the big fucking deal?
Yeah. When people call Steve Stephanie.
Does that happen a lot?
The first time right now.
What? No.
Steven, I get Steven a lot.
Do you?
Oh yeah, every time.
And
then I have to look. It's like, nope, I'm Steve.
I have an online buddy named Lawrence White who goes by Lawrence, and he spells it with a W, so that's easy. It's just fucking Karen.
I just saw that. I was
whatever CIRN, whatever. Yeah, that's cool. He was saying, I told him the story about Walker, about how we tried to get on a plane, and Mimi had made my phone my flight reservation, and it's Larry Young. And I give them my ID, and they're like, "Yeah, what's this?" And they wouldn't let me on the plane
Oh my god.
my license didn't match the ticket. And I'm like, "Look, what do you suggest we do here?
What year was
This
this?
is my family. This is a pretty elaborate joke. Larry and Larry, do you let on Dave's? When it says David, do you let on Mike's? When it says Michael, it's the same fucking thing. They're like, you have to have this change. I just do it because I'm with my family, but I'm like, all that's gonna happen is I go down to this person and go, what the fuck? And they go, yeah, I know. And they just type it in. So let's pretend that's happened already.
Can we
And
just
you
skip all the
understand
bullshit
that
steps?
Larry is short for Lawrence. Because there's not going to be some magic thing down there. They're just going to go, he's okay. And then you call it up on your computer and I'll get a little blue check mark or whatever. But what the actual fuck? But no, because my wife is like, let's just do this by the book. Okay, this is how they get away with all this shit.
What?
Anyway.
Yeah. What I was saying, what year would that have had to have been?
Like the last time we went to Florida?
Yeah, like two
trips ago?
Not even like last
Not
trip.
even. Yeah, the last trip. Yeah, exactly.
Coming back from Cincinnati, just like
yeah,
final indignity.
So it's current.
You just leave them there. Just leave Lawrence back there, and we'll just tell us.
Well, no, you just sit there and go, okay, well, this has happened before, right? So now you have to deal with me in that way that this has happened before, because this isn't the first time this has happened. And then everybody goes, I'll go down there and tell that guy that on your double plus Scouts honor that Larry is short for Lawrence. Then come back and have him say,
I swear.
Okay. This is not my problem anymore. He said it's okay.
They still had to get they still had to check your prostate though, right? Just to be sure.
Yes, of course. That's a given.
Yeah.
I request that.
I'd like the prostate line, please.
Mark,
Anyway.
Mark, you got anything playing on that little screen next to your head?
No, actually, I don't.
Do you ever turn that on anymore?
Me or him?
Well, yours, I can't see the screen on your
mine's
background
off.
either.
Mine's off. I'll turn it on for you.
Oh, there you go. Wait, did you move where it is?
Here you go.
Did you move?
That's always been there.
It's always been there?
It's been, well, not always. The last
few times.
I got it after Christmas, maybe like last 2 months or so.
What are those?
Is
that just like random nonsense, or is it from something specific?
It's one of those digital frames, and guys, they play AVIs. They don't just throw up JPEGs. So this guy did Star Wars inspired, stuff. It makes sounds. It's really cool.
Nice.
That's so cool.
Does it have their language at the bottom? Is that what I'm seeing?
Here, I'll try to get it up close here. That's it. That's all we got.
Oh, it's the length he got. It's cool. It's the is it the when they're gonna it's when they're gonna blow up Alderaan, isn't it? I realize.
If you believe that really happened,
is that when they were going to blow up Alderaan? When the moons, the what's it called, was going across?
Yes,
that's what I thought. That's super cool.
Yeah, it does have Arabesh. If you see this stuff that's scrolling, that's their language. It's pretty cool. It's just nonsense, but I like it. It's only the dark part of Dork. Yeah, I mean, we judge everything. Speaking of that, we started watching Shogun. Oh my God, is that good? And
yes,
half of Monarch is in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. One of the feudal lords, and then the girl.
Is Richard Chamberlain in it?
No, but there's a guy that they have cast to play that character, and he looks like Richard Chamberlain.
Really?
Well, his hair's shorter because it's not the 70s anymore. But yeah, it's a guy, you'd recognize him. He's like in every cool British sci-fi thing that no one's ever heard of. Like he's in that Spectrum show or movie, that the ghost thing that Mark liked.
Oh, Spectral?
Spectral. Yeah, not Spectrum, Spectral. He's in MI5. I don't know if you've seen that show. But you know, and so he grows his beard and he looks like Richard Chamberlain. He's like, "Oh, I'm an Englishman. I'm, you know, fuck you guys." And like, but I love your Japanese women. Come this way, girl from Monarch.
Nice.
Walker's just like, they're gonna make me read the book. I know they are.
Every day, every time we watch it, they're just this is a good book. It's an easy 1,000 pages. You'll blow right by that.
In my defense, that's your mother who says that, not me.
Yeah.
What do you like it better than the Chamberlain version?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's modern. I don't really remember the Chamberlain version. I remember my father loved it, which was a big news because he didn't care about TV.
Yeah, I think the only reason I know about the original one is because what's his name is in it, the Seventh Samurai guy, the one that the hell's his name?
I don't know.
Pete Takeshi.
No, I'll look it up. Why is my brain?
The other
Toshiro Mifune. Does that sound right?
1 second too slow.
There you go. Yeah.
He's the star of all the memes that like don't wear a man bun unless you're Mifune.
Yeah.
He's the only guy who can carry it on.
Oh, maybe I'll give it a shot. I got a lot of stuff to watch. I'm slow to everything. Slow to Fallout.
If you like, we've been really crushing the Viking shows and Frontier with Jason Momoa. I really like that. There's a Templar show. What was that? Last Kingdom?
No. Last Kingdom.
Oh, that's Utrecht, son of Utrecht, eh?
Yeah. That one was good. I really liked that one.
That show was great. But it's like it's in one of those veins of shows, right? It's like, except as Japanese samurai guys and, in the 1600s. So it's just, we've been really liking that sort of time. There's civilization kind of, but you do have to poop outside, And all the girls still make sandwiches.
Was it last episode when we established that you've never seen 1941, Larry? Or was that 2 episodes ago?
I don't know. I still have.
That must have been 2. Oh, is that why you wanted me to write an article about that movie?
Yes.
Yes.
There you go.
Got it. You've never seen that?
I haven't.
I should start a list of the movies you guys haven't seen, because that blows my mind. There's always
long, Steve. I
got 3 today. They Live.
They Live.
Enter the Dragon. 1941.
First off, Enter the Dragon blows my mind. Like the fact that Walker goes to high school in San Francisco and he's not seen. Have you seen any Bruce Lee in film?
I mean, I know who Bruce Lee is.
Yeah, we watched the old Green Hornet.
Okay.
That counts, right?
I guess that counts.
Yeah.
Yes, that's his first American appearance, man.
It's true. I mean, okay, that's fair. That's totally fair.
I just don't care. Dude, I walked out of Kill Bill. Uma Thurman's wearing the yellow thing, and I'm like, no thanks.
I get it.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, They Live. You got to see They Live. I can't.
Agreed.
It's in the pile next to the DVD player.
It's getting bigger and bigger, buddy.
Stuff gets ranked in that. Does that like the
stuff?
No,
it's just like on the top of the pile that we gotta like get to.
Do you have a first in, first out process? Do they get
no? It's like how are we? What are you feeling like, right? If you,
it's more of just like
if you're like, this is the time I have to watch this movie, you're gonna end up not liking it, right?
Yeah.
But if you're like, oh, you know what? We have this great conversation, and now we're gonna watch Tin Cup, and you're gonna get why I love Renee Richards. That just works,
That was a pretty good movie.
That was a good movie.
Every woman loves Tin Cup. That's a fact.
My brain, it's just like, we've seen Tin Cup. We haven't seen They Live. And I had to, and we pushed and squeezed Larry's arm for 10 years to watch Tombstone. So my brain sorry if my brain is like molding itself back into normalcy right now, because I'm like, wait a second.
A lot of these movies, though, are of its time, right? Like, there's no way Walker's gonna like They Live and get it like we get it, because it's not his world, man.
I 100% agree.
So I'm like, hey, he liked Alien Nation. If I present it, this is kind of one of those movies that came out at the same time. He'll dig it, but it's not like.
Yeah, I mean, I guess aesthetically, yes, I agree with you, but plot-wise, it probably is more relevant today than it was back then.
That's true.
You know, secret aliens controlling the world. I mean,
well, we got to go
now, man. That's happening.
We got to go. Well, it's not secret, right? What I think is really funny is John Carpenter started selling off his stuff because he's getting up there, and that's like the insane providence for a movie prop guy. It's like, because all those things, it's just pieces of paper that say "obey" on it that they were kicking out of inkjet. So that's really easy to fake, right?
Don't tell me. Yeah. I lose every time. I lose them in auction every time they get posted.
But really? if it's John Carpenter's, then it's like that this is probably the real deal, right? And at the very least, I got a letter from John Carpenter that should be worth that, right?
Yeah.
And so but now everybody's trying to sell it because they paid too much. So somebody's like, hey, I have a cigarette pack that says cigarettes on it. $6,000. It's from John Carpenter. Yeah, I guess that makes sense if it's around $2,000. But
well, if you want to hear the crazy sad story, I guess a couple years ago, right after Roddy Piper passed, the family auctioned off his leather jacket from that movie.
Right.
And it only sold for like $600.
Yeah.
That's
kind of a shame. I mean, that happened with the Outlander sword, Walker.
What's that? I saw it on
Carpenter's wife. Who told you that? Remember when we were talking to her? What's her name? King.
Sandy King.
Sandy King. Yeah.
I think she did. And I was like, because I was talking to her because I wanted a pair of the glasses.
Yeah.
And they have in their warehouse like tons of like boxes and boxes of them.
Yeah, we talked to the curator of the warehouse, and he was like the coolest guy ever. And he was like, "Man, I know shit that you wouldn't even
you wouldn't believe what I've seen in this warehouse." And I'm like, all right,
the stuff that I just walk past on a daily basis. So I'm like, well, I'm happy it's in good hands.
You know what it was? It wasn't the glasses. I wanted the Sutter Kane. I wanted all of the Sutter Kane books.
Oh, the books. Even I remember that.
Yeah, and.
Didn't she give you a Sutter Kane T-shirt, right?
No. I wore a Sutter Kane T-shirt.
Right?
She signed
it. Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. So she was very nice. Nice lady. And I think the son was there, maybe. Anyway,
that's cool.
But They Live. They Live is another one of those movies where it's just like Walker has never been without the concept of like a cell phone.
Good movies.
Well, so it's like that's always the challenge with watching these older movies. Like even when I try to get like Harper to watch something, or like it's just like
it's like why don't you just call him right now and solve this problem?
Right. Like because that's not how it was. It's like
you don't really have a problem with that, do you, pal? You just sometimes look at stuff like, well, it's a period piece. They didn't have phones then.
Yeah, I don't really think about it because if the movie doesn't have phones in it, it doesn't have other things in it. It's not like going out and like doing that day to day, like our day to day now, just without a phone. It's like there are small differences, like the gas is cheaper. So I understand like okay, this is the setting in which this movie is taking place, and I can just buy into that, and so then I just watch the movie for what it is and just go, this is pretty good. This is a pretty good plot. It hit all the points.
Yeah. I'm thinking about that movie Quick Change with Bill Murray, Gina Davis. If like it was filmed today, but like he won't pay for the Uber and Lyft to the airport because he's so cheap, but he's got like $1 million wrapped around his chest.
There's so many of those movies now where it's just like, yeah, you couldn't, like, I don't know how you even make them You couldn't. Like, I mean, obviously there's a hook that you would have to rethink.
There's so many movies that would just be destroyed if you had a cell phone. Is that
correct?
What
they just it breaks like all.
Yeah.
Like the only one that
apocalyptic movies, they don't matter because like everything is down anyway, right? So
sure. But I was thinking like the one that immediately pops in my head where it works is like Taken, where she like she calls the well. First off, Walker, have you ever seen Taken?
I've seen all of them, and I have the set of DVD of movies in my bookshelf where all the good movies go. So yeah,
Taken, nice.
Big fan.
Yeah, Walker pulls out his shirt. He has a Liam Neeson tattoo.
Yeah,
I actually got his face tattooed right here.
Love it. No, because that's one where like the cell phone is so critical to the plot. Where if you think of that movie, like
because then that movie starts like a week later when Liam Neeson's like, oh, well, she hasn't come to she hasn't gotten out of the airport yet. Oh, this is really weird. Well, I'm never seeing my daughter again.
Guess I need to kill some people.
Yeah. But
she's already dead.
Know where to start.
Yeah. Don't wake my friend. He's dead tired.
Right. Exactly. Like that would think about Commando.
Huh. He'd be checking in on the plane.
Like Sully,
he's still with you, right?
Sully would call the guy. Oh, they're dead. Oh, kill them all. That's done. Like the movie's over. Like as he's on the plane. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean that's Star Wars too, right? Just email the plans. What's the big deal?
Yeah.
Blow up the Death Star.
There you go.
Nobody has to die. Uncle Owen's still yelling at you. Luke's still drinking blue milk.
Yeah. Speaking of blue milk, what do you think? Wrap up time?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Before
I did want to say I always try to find a movie that I don't think you've seen and that I think you might enjoy. I watched Ruthless, which is like the Dermot Mulroney, nobody beekeeper.
The way you sent that message, you were like, I watched Ruthless Dermot Mulroney. I'm like, watched him do what?
Yeah, it was.
I know, some kind of Taken. That's all I got out of that.
Yeah, it's another version of Taken. I just like that. All you have to do in a movie to prove a guy is a badass is have him break another guy's arm. That's it. And once you've established physical injury, I can injure you really easily. Oh, okay, he's a badass. That's done. I don't need any more. I don't know. I think I need to write my next book. Larry, I'm deciding if my next book is just about these kind of movies. Where it's just,
Have you finished your first book yet?
No.
There it is.
Well done, Larry. Well done.
I'm just saying. I didn't even mean that to be mean. It's just I meant we got a lot of books in the hopper. Our San Diego's going to look pretty cool, you guys.
You have boxes. That's going to be pretty.
Yeah, all four of us will be signing autographs at the Dork table. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Ruthless with Dermot Mulroney. I think it's a Tubi. It might be a Tubi exclusive.
Nice.
Bastard.
But all right. I've just realized that Walker hasn't seen Enter the Dragon.
I mean, we haven't even gone through. Remember when it was? I think it was April of 2021. We ran into each other in Amoeba.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
It was like the first time in a year that we had, and he still hasn't gone through all the movies that we bought.
All of those? Yeah, that's fair. Listen, you can walk around
ripping pants, breaking hearts, catching balls.
Yeah, it's not a lot of things. Hey, there's only 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
But I'm making a mental note because I'm like The Killer. We haven't seen The Killer. We haven't seen A Better Tomorrow. We haven't seen They Live. So what John Carpenter have we seen? 1941.
John Carpenter is basically, we've seen Escape from New York, and Big Trouble in Little China.
Man, all my hard classes, we finished doing actual curriculum stuff now, and we're just going over reviewings for our finals. So right in time to not have any homework. Now Steve's giving me homework.
No,
Yeah.
no. Like, listen,
I
I'm just-
understand you're up on your Jason Statham, but
yeah. I know you've seen
Do
all the
it.
trans- you've seen all the transporters, and you've seen all of
your
the
Kurt
Taken.
Russell is sadly lacking.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm.
I've
That's
only
what I'm
seen
learning.
I've only seen the first transporter
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
and none of the Crank movies.
You haven't seen the first Crank movie? No, don't tell
EJ's
EJ, man.
Good thing EJ's not here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't tell him.
Every
I
Thanksgiving.
I think I've only seen the first one
Oh, those
because
movies
I heard the
are
second
great.
one's like insane, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But it's if you like hardcore Harry, you'll like Crank too.
Mm-hmm.
I've also never seen Shoot 'Em Up. Is that the?
Oh, that movie's
You've
great.
never seen Shoot 'Em Up. Let's all point and laugh at that.
Who directed Shoot 'Em Up?
I don't know. Clive Owens
Is that Brie Larson? She in that one?
and Monica Bellucci's in it?
Oh, that's what Clive Owen or
Yeah, Clive Owens.
yes. Oh, that's great.
Who is that?
That movie's awesome. I love that movie.
That was a good movie.
Michael Davis, the director of
Something.
Nothing.
Shoot 'Em Up. That's it.
Hmm.
All right.
Shoot you up.
It's good though. Listen,
love
I
it.
Yeah.
Very entertaining.
It's fun. It's wild.
It was really
Paul
good.
Giamatti's the bad guy, and he plays Mr. Hertz. So if that rings your chimes, you'll enjoy it.
I like Paul Giamatti. So all right.
He's great.
Um,
Kind of in a different movie. He's like, he expects the conflict to be coming from a different direction. So he spends the whole movie going, well, what? What just happened? It's like, it's really
I like that.
funny.
That's a good way of describing that. I like that.
what is it on? Let's see what it is on.
All right, fellas. I got to bounce
All right,
out.
Mark. Thanks for everything, man.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Stay out of
you.
trouble.
See you all next week.
All right. Steve, that's good. We'll see you.